Okay, so I've been playing around with Recalbox on the Raspberry Pi 5. It's on this SD card at the moment, so what I'll do is put it into this operating system so we can have a look. So I'm using Raspberry Pi OS at the moment, but with KDE Plasma as the graphical user interface. So let's pop the SD card in and it will detect it. And you can see there's a share folder here, so let's mount that and open that up. And one of the things I had to do was put all the BIOSes in place, and you can get them online. I can't tell you where to get BIOS files. Recalbox uses different BIOS files for Sega Saturn, and so I had to find all the exactly right named ones. And I'll show in a minute how Recalbox tells you exactly where to put them and exactly what names you're looking for. It does it really well, really simple. So the ROMs, I put various different things in here, even up to I think Wii, yeah, I put a Wii ROM in there just to test what systems were present. PS2, I've got some ROMs. PSP, oh, I haven't been PSP. Oh, so I need to do that. Right, so if I plug a USB stick in to my little USB hub, and let's open that up in a new window, and let's drag, that over to here. In fact, if I drag it to the middle, it will go full screen. And then this one to here. So this is my Recalbox share folder. If I click on that. And this is the 128 gig USB stick, which I've got all sorts of things on. But my ROMs are generally in here, RetroPie mount and ROMs. So let's get some PSP games to put in there to see if it is working. So let's go with Burnout and GTA. So if I copy them and then go into ROMs, and you can see the naming is pretty much the same as RetroPie uses, and paste that in. And if I go back, just move this out of the way so we can see what's going on. So Sega Saturn is here, and you can see I put several ROMs in there. And PlayStation 1, I've put a couple of ROMs in there as well. But I haven't done many of the older systems, mainly because the older systems have worked on Pi 4 for ages. Oh, actually N64 is also one that struggled on the Pi 4. Did I put a ROM in an N64 folder? So let's open that up. I put some ROMs in there. Yeah, okay. So we'll see if that detects those ROMs as well. Just got to wait for this to finish to show what's going on with my setup. So I'm running Raspberry Pi OS with KDE Plasma on this M.2 drive, 240 gig. I've got a load of ROMs on a 128 gig micro SD card in here. This is my controller, my Xbox controller, USB adapter to make it wireless. Good thing about that is that you don't ever have to set it up. It just works like a wired controller. I could use my Bluetooth controllers, but every time you change operating system, you've then got to pair it and go through all that. But I've also got my SD card. This is the Recalbox one, but I had to put that one in after I booted because the boot priority on a Pi 5 is still the SD card slot. So if you've got an operating system in the SD card slot, that's what it will boot, that's what it will prioritize. So I booted from this first, and then after it was booted up, I put the SD card in, and you can get access to all of that. So now that's finished, I'm going to shut down and unplug this drive and also the USB stick, because there's no need to have that in, and I'll just be booting from the Recalbox micro SD card that's in there. So here we are, and you can see there's various different systems there. Some of the systems, they actually put ROMs in already, so you don't have to add those. I haven't added it to any of these older systems. So Commodore 64, a lot of them seem to be homebrew or shareware games, but some of them still very good. So even Game Gear, all the handheld devices. Did I put any Game Boy Advance? I don't think I did. Again, that's an older system, super easy to run. Pi 4 runs them absolutely fine. Mega Drive, I didn't put anything on. Here's N64, so this is something I have added and haven't tried yet. Destruction Derby 64 doesn't run well on a Raspberry Pi 4. So let's see what happens in this early beta of Recalbox. Okay, seen better? Actually, thinking about it, it was doing that on all of them. So if I can go for options, does it give me another advanced emulator configuration? So let's go with, see what N64 is on here. Yeah, Nintendo 64, emulator, Mupen. Oh, there's a few different ones here, look. So let's try this one, Rice. Let's see if that works. Okay, no. I guess I'm more used to RetroPie, but I do like the way Recalbox does things, and the same with Batacera. It's nice and straightforward. So let's go with this one, Libretro Parallel N64. And just try one more thing, and if that doesn't work, I'll try some of the other systems. Oh, it is working. So this is slow on a Pi 4. I've shown it in loads of videos and loads of tweaks, different emulators. It always seems to be slow. I think I did get it to work all right on Android, but let's just give this a go first of all. So no audio glitches. Oh, yeah, that feels all right. And where it happens is there's like a the sun flare that comes up when you come out of this bridge, and it tends to go a bit, oh, nearly avoided all that there. Go on. I think it might be this one, or around this corner. Yeah, it's not suffering slowdown though. We've got a bit of a weird thing with the time. Yeah, it must be here that yeah, this bit slows it down massively, but it didn't. I let off the accelerator because I was going around a corner. But yeah, that's not slowing down. So N64, already better even on this early build. Happy with that? Let's stop there. Let's go the wrong way for a bit. Mind you, other cars are doing it. Right, so let's quit out of that. I guess everybody will say try GoldenEye. Ah, didn't launch. Toy Story 2. This is a cool game. I actually quite like this. I've played this quite a few times when testing out systems. I haven't had to configure the controller at all, although it is a bit weird on Saturn, but I think the Saturn had like 6 buttons in one area, so I probably need to tweak it a bit. Okay, I've got a weird... Oh, that's weird. So I've never had that before. Some weird graphical issue. Obviously I have other emulators I can try, but you can see that it's coping with the speed and everything, which I expected it to, because this game also works alright on Pi 4. But let's try some other systems. This one. Oh yeah, PSP is on there now. I put PS2 in, I put Wii and GameCube in, but I don't think those systems are available through ARM, through Recalbox. They are available on the PC version, but not through this version. So let's try a bit of Burnout, because I haven't had a lot of success with Burnout, the PS2 version. So let's give this a try. Yeah, that feels fine, that feels nice and fast. I don't know what my boost button is. I probably haven't got any boost because I haven't done any fancy driving yet. Oh, and that's not fancy. So GTA Vice City Stories. Let's just have a quick burn around on this. Oh, I haven't configured the D-pad, just the analog pad. And we have seen this running much better in the standalone PPSSPP in Raspberry Pi OS. I've got a separate video showing that. But yeah, I can tell that's already absolutely fine, and we could certainly ramp up that resolution to get it looking even better. So yeah, no worries with that. Let's try something else. So ordinary PlayStation also tends to run really well. Destruction Derby 2. I do like the CRT background and the PlayStation 1 surrounding it. Right, so, and this feels fast. I tried this I think yesterday I had a go at this, and it does feel really fast and frantic. It's a great game, but don't go anything but straight over the jumps. What place am I in? 18th. But yeah, I think you can see that that's running absolutely fine. Bit of Tekken, and it is amazing how quick it switches between systems and everything, and all the loading times are really quick. And again, this is a micro SD card. Pick something and get straight in and see. This, with DuckStation, we can up the resolution on this, and that will definitely be better. Oh, didn't go so well for me. Anyway, I haven't played this for quite some time, but you can see that it feels nice and fast. Let's dodge out the way. Oh, what's going on here? Nice. So PS2 and Wii and GameCube aren't on here. So we go all the way through. So that just means the systems aren't there. Nice to see N64 working, and we've got more options to try for which systems are going to be better, and also play around with the resolution to see if we can get it looking better. So let's try some of these Sega Saturn games. And the reason I'm doing Sega Saturn, I've had a few requests, but it's quite a hard system to emulate, so a lot of the games really don't run that well. It was something to do with having dedicated 2D and dedicated 3D hardware, and the Pi 4 used to really struggle with it. You definitely had to turn on frame skip. I haven't done any frame skip or anything like that on this. And this game is such an arcade game, it's such an attack on the senses. I played it in the arcade against my son a while back in Cornwall, I think it was, and yeah, it's great with the music playing really loud and everything, and sat in the car. So I prefer to be out of the car. And I showed this in a shorts video. It's just working really well. Got a bit of a weird graphical glitch with the sky, but you generally, well, I've always tended to have that. Be nice to see this at higher resolutions, definitely, because it really starts to smoothen it out, and I will be starting to play around with that. But this is just testing them. You know, it's a beta version of the software. I'm not sure what the drivers are in what state at the moment, but I'm just surprised that this is working as well as it is, and it is just a really nice game to play. Anyway, let's quit out of that and try a bit of Road Rash. Here we go. Bit ragged looking. I'm sure I thought this looked amazing at the time, and I used to play the Mega Drive version and really liked it. But yeah, that seems to be working fine. Happy enough with that. Oh, wrong side of the road. Oh, pedestrians. Now what are the... Is it shoulder buttons? Oh, so one of the shoulder buttons is punch. Yeah, that feels right though. Oh, oh dear. Mortal Kombat, haven't tried this yet. And the buttons A and B are opposite to what you get on RetroPie. So, and I think it's the right way around. So A or what would be X on a PlayStation controller selects it, and that's the way I prefer it. Okay, yeah, that feels right as well. Definitely with the jumps. It's getting used to using the trigger buttons. Oh dear. Yeah, definitely getting used to the trigger buttons. It needs to be configured a bit better. But from a speed point of view, which is what we're really interested in, because I can't really remember how to play Mortal Kombat that much. Yeah, that feels right speed-wise. That feels really quite nice and snappy. Dead or Alive. I'm not sure if that's gone wrong, or does it normally start like that? Yeah, that's not working. I'm not going to go that deep on it, as it's this beta version as well. So Burning Rangers, and this also was something that didn't run well on the Pi 4 at all. Was completely unplayable. But from what I could see from the tutorial, it did look like it was going to be alright, because even all of this was incredibly slow on the Pi 4. Oh, it looks like it's not making me do the tutorial this time. That's good. Sound is perfect on this bit. It doesn't look smooth. It's not a game I'm used to. That was cool. And I don't know what any of the buttons are. But yeah, I would say it's probably not running at full speed, but I don't really know what the game is normally like. So if you play it, you can judge from that. It doesn't seem to be slowing down much. It just seems a bit jerky. But as I say, it's not a game I was used to, so... Oh, and this door's open.
The fire is spreading faster than I thought. Chillis, be careful.
I'm supposed to be putting out fires, aren't I? Oh dear. Well, it doesn't seem to be slowing down anymore with a lot going on, so I think it probably is. It's pretty good. Eee. Castlevania. Yeah, feels alright. Oh. Might have wasted that skill. So none of the shoulder buttons seem to do anything. So I've got jump. And I've got my little whip thing. It's not in English. Can I skip these? I don't think I can. Okay, what's coming in? That's him. Oh, look at that. Got that straight off. Yeah, this feels alright. I need to get a boss straight away. But it seems to be working alright. It doesn't seem to be slowing down and the audio is perfect. So Shinobi X. So I'm also still not overclocked because I don't have the official 5 volt 5 amp power supply. So bear that in mind. There's more speed to get out of this. But I think it's pretty safe to say that it's going to be alright to emulate Saturn games. Oh, some nice video. Proper video. Oh, this looks cool. Oh yeah, I have played this before. Just battered it. Oh, it's like what's the arcade? Kung Fu Master. Right, so that's fire those. Oh, that's not fair. That's block. And what was jump then? Jump is the left trigger. So I'd have to. Let's try a bit of blocking. I like the blocking bit. Oh dear. Right, let's just take them out. Oh, that was nice. A block and then it took them out. Yeah, that's working well. I like that. That's a good game. It's a lot of destruction of property in these games. Right. I'd probably go back to that because that was good. And Tomb Raider. This is the one that you can play in the web browser with OpenLara, or based on this. We'll watch a bit of this cutscene to show what it's like. So we have that one that draws the guns, and what's shoot? Shoot. This is the one of these was look around. I need to get my jump because there's going to be those things firing at me, Indiana Jones style. But yeah, that seems to be working fine. A little bit of blood there. Can I get up there sideways? Of course I can, yeah. And then, oh yeah, one of these will be just like a step up. Let's get my guns out because I think there's some bats or something here, or wolves or something. There you go, there's some bats. Yeah, happy with that. Nice. So I said I was going to show where the BIOS were located and also how it does it on this system. And I've just pressed the wrong button, thinking I'm playing RetroPie. So let's quit out of that and go to start, BIOS checking. So this is really cool because it shows you what ROMs you've got in what places. So you don't always need the BIOS in all the systems to be able to play. PlayStation works without it, but it may be better with it. Just turn off my speaker. So you can see their MSX family. And if I go all the way down to Sega Saturn, which is near the end obviously, there you go. So you can see I've got all the right BIOS files, and it tells you the names of the files that you need. It also tells you where they've got to be put. So on the right hand side you can see in Recalbox, Share, BIOS, Saturn. So that shows the location of the file. It's a really cool way of doing it because it tells you exactly as it is, because sometimes you'll have a ROM and it will be named wrong. You can see that this is in lowercase. Sometimes you get something in caps and it just doesn't work because of that reason. But yeah, really happy to see that working. Let's go back. So with advanced settings, yeah, so resolutions, emulator specific, yeah, so you really can play around with it, look, and get a better resolution. So I wonder if that means if I pick Sega Saturn, it's not in alphabetical order. Yeah, Sega Saturn. So let's go with something like 720 and see what it does. I think that probably looks the same. Well, it might look a bit cleaner. I think that's probably the same. I wonder if I can press any buttons too. So some of the F buttons sometimes change. Let's go with F12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. No, none of those do anything. It doesn't look like the keyboard makes any difference to this. Anyway, I hope all this helps. Thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe.